All right. Let's start with the dangers of the manosphere. To me, the most tragic and apparent riveting claim they make is that women are inherently psychopaths, devoid of any true empathy, understanding, or compassion, which is very dangerous, right? Because it encourages impressionable people, particularly younger ones, to become active participants in the manipulation Olympics, using reprehensible tactics of sociopathic proportions, various forms of subterfuge, to get what they really need in a way that they think is acceptable because they think it's the only way. And sure, everybody needs love, right? But the thing that's even worse than that is sometimes they use that logic to convince themselves that they don't even need those things. And then comes the conquest and pursuit of all these things that are just distractions from that gaping wound of essentially feeling like you're 10 years old and you found out your mom's a prostitute after you caught her with like your kindergarten teacher, right? It makes the world seem really cold. I mean, you got Mother Nature, right? Said to be the essence of life, the ground that we all walk upon. But now it wants to eat you. But then again, the biggest lie is that nature is not cruel, because realistically, that's delusional. But to be fair, it's also quite kind. It even supports our existence collectively. So I guess maybe nature is bipolar, Mother Nature's bipolar, and maybe if you can get it to take its medication, you might be all right. And that's a whole other existential inquiry right there. I don't think that the earth is inherently gendered. I think it's neuter. Yeah, there you go. Androgyny, the great equalizer. Yeah, I mean, maybe it would be easier if we were all hermaphrodites. Could you imagine? Like, what if we didn't even have to eat? Like, what if instead of feeding ourselves at the expense of another living organism, we just had these shrines to ourselves, and we would just like sacrifice, yeah, maybe animals and plants and vegetables, maybe gold. We could just live on gold. I'm on the golden diet, bitches. Oh yeah. Who knows? But I guess that's not the case. So let's get back to reality, shall we? I don't want to go back there. Come on, let's go. Alright, here we are. Back to reality. When it comes down to it, I think you can hear those narratives so much that you start to believe them. Even if you don't actively decide to believe them, if you're unsure, in the same way that any thought you have that is not processed by the conscious mind inevitably goes into the subconscious mind, right? That's why you gotta watch out for those fast talkers. They might get a subliminal in there. And it's funny when you think you might be brainwashed, and your brain is just rife with all this refuse and debris from a storm of lies. How do you wash it when it's already been brainwashed? It's like, I just took 10 showers of delusion. How can I get any cleaner, right? Maybe you need to get dirty. Go roll around in the dirt. Get a little more acquainted with Mother Nature. Yeah. It's not so bad. Maybe he just wants to hear your feelings. But anyway, I gotta say that I was starting to believe it, Even though I knew, women that were contrary to those descriptions. It just, I think if you're not fully awake and engaged with your surroundings, you can start to sort of feel like you're in the matrix, right? And to me, you know, I always found it was so funny how sterile it seemed, like how it kind of encourages guys to be these commodities. Oh, girls just want, like, 6 feet and six figures and six testicles, and then they want to kill you and make you 6 feet under. It's it's pretty sad, because no, I mean, you don't want to be the best somebody else that you can be. That's really sad, and to deny the fact that there's people out there that, like, people that are a little more shy or cute. Some people like people that are bold. Some people can't handle bold. They think it's overbearing, right? Some people need that tenderness, that time, love, and tenderness, and other people, they might have daddy issues and might need you to manipulate them. But that's the thing, right? It just goes back down to the whole, Nietzschean kind of ideology about the innate drive to cruelty, right? It's like if we're mature, we're able to, like, transcend our raw, distorted animalism. But unfortunately for some, they either succumb to that innate drive for cruelty and exact it upon others, or they turn it inwards. And that's why a lot of people are so damn hard on themselves. And unfortunately, sometimes you got to pick one. Either you're going to be hard on them, or they're going to be hard on you. Or maybe they'll even be hard on you in hopes that you'll do the great psychological counterattack